and somebody broke into their car and obviously stole not only their playbook but other stuff, and then also pretty much holding it for ransom at times. So it happens, but it's one of the things you do. And when you're in the NFL business, look at it's like the zoo. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
what are those? We haven't seen those before.
These are big city folks,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like these are folks from smaller places that
Yeah.
are in downtown Lincoln.
They're
Big old
they
Lincoln.
they are everywhere. They're causing a lot of traffic.
You know, it's in the place. Here's what I actually had a player reach back out after he got to college, and somebody had approached him about access to film and digital footprint
From your high school team?
Yeah, one of my high school teams, and most of my teams in high school were built on character and integrity, so they certainly wouldn't know how to deal with it. More importantly, they didn't know how to handle it or what to expect. And of course, the parent, they asked the parent says, "Well, talk to Coach DP. He'll tell you what you should do." And in a lot of those cases, we assume that the athlete is knowledgeable about the risk versus reward. In a lot of cases, they aren't.
Yeah. The majority of the cases.
Right. In a lot of the cases, Ellie, if somebody approached you and said, "Hey, listen, we've got $50,000 if you can get me one practice tape." Most people, it sounds different.
Would you do it, Ellie?
Integrity-wise, no. But if I was falling on hard times and I needed that 50,000,
yeah. I mean that's what in this particular case, one of the kids. There's actually two kids that were involved, and one of the kids was like, "Listen, I kind of explained that they went to a coach and said, 'Hey, listen, here's what happened. Here's who approached me,' and they said, 'Okay, we'll take care of it.'" But the kid's like, "But listen." That's money, and that's money that I don't have. Again, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Jackson State, neither of those are really money factories.
No.
And most of the kids who are going to school there have some financial duress. So, they had that discussion of, well, not for nothing, but why would I not do this?
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard decision to make because, I think whoever's doing the asking is definitely probably scouting out who is maybe a potential easy target, unless they're approached by the player that is left. And in case where they're trying to buy intel and secrets, it's pretty much just what they call espionage or whatever. You get secrets on different countries, you're paying for it. But in sports and in the team sports, I always say the hard thing to, I guess, manage or forecast is the short term. That's why I always talk about players and or parents when you're here in, let's say, in Nebraska, and whether you're getting recruited or things didn't work out, or you chose to go somewhere else or they chose somebody else. I learned the hard way in the league. I was able to kind of play my way through it, but you never want to dookie where you live or where you eat, and you always want to be able to come back, and you never know when you'll cross paths again. So is it really worth it? For this young man here, you never know who's on either team or either university that potentially 5, 10, heck, maybe 15 years down the road, that they'll just Google and they'll just assume that you were wrong, even if, say, he was innocent. And so you got to kind of always try to forecast things way down, and you never know what the future holds. But one thing is, if you have to think twice about it, probably not the best thing to do, because now, I'm assuming he had friends on that team at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good assumption all those relationships are damaged.
Yeah, that's how he got busted.
Right. And so
that's how he got busted. Is that he told that one friend that he told was like, nah. Bro.
But what I mean by this is the damage beyond repair.
Yeah.
This isn't like, oh man, I forgot to fill your car back up with gas, or I'm sorry, we're late to practice. This is, you're breaking that code, and then left them exposed to a team that that they were matching up to. So it'll be interesting to see how all things shake out, if it really comes to be factual and reality. So Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come back. We're going to deal with all this. We're going to do all drama. This came out now that a Temple player, University of Temple player, point shaving. Listen, when the feds come knocking, you're obviously guilty.
Done.
Want to give you guys time to think about what are the ramifications of it. We know that we had the thing last year with Alabama's baseball coach that set forth the spider web of different players being suspended from different universities. See what it takes, man, because it's crazy with you never would think, since the Arizona State one, that really, Strick knows the guard there. I think Strick might have played against him. Said he wished he would have never done it. Now you got guys here in real time point shaving when you can actually go and bet. So I wonder what is underneath the reason of point shaving. Jay Foreman, DP, and Ellie to the crew. Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and Jay. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Make the short drive to Pleasantdale and enjoy a great meal at the P-Dale Pub. From prime rib, patty melts, ribeyes, drink specials, and so much more, the P-Dale Pub provides a small-town feel with exceptional service and delicious food. Visit the P-Dale Pub in Pleasantdale today and watch their Facebook page each week to find out their dinner specials. Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
I'm Steve Carper, and I'm here to tell you that there's never been a better time to buy flooring. Whether you need carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you got to come to O Street Carpet. With our 12-month interest-free financing, you can do one room or your whole house and leave your holiday budget intact. And with our huge in-stock selection, you can buy today and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and day. Purchase your tickets online today at christmaslightsinlincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, we're back. Jay Foreman, DP, and LA Old School crew coming at you live, 1040 O Street. The first hour, we are covering a little bit of the drama in college football sports. Obviously, we had the Arkansas Pine Bluff former player walk on, giving away practice tape and tips to Jackson State. Now we move on to something actually that I obviously didn't realize, but soon as I started to think about it, it's actually been more prevalent recently. Now, if you haven't heard, former Temple basketball player Hasir Miller is under federal investigation about alleged point shaving. So essentially, somebody would probably potentially came to him, say, "Hey, man, I need you guys to lose by 5 points," and therefore he probably has to not play well. He was first contacted about it last year. He then immediately transferred to Virginia Tech, then was dismissed from the team on October 23rd. So very recently, because of the federal investigation and NCAA inquiry into the Temple games, essentially Virginia Tech came out and said he will never play here. His attorney says this: Hasir Miller has overcome more adversity in the 22 years than most people face in their lifetime who would meet and overcome all obstacles that lay ahead. I hope this young man wasn't coerced into doing something that he will regret for the rest of his life, and he is just essentially the sacrificial lamb to everybody else's gain. The first thing was tipped off, kind of like the thing with the Alabama baseball coach, was on a sleepy game, March 7th regular season game between Temple and UAB. The point spread moved notably in the morning of the game, going from UAB -2 to -8 by early afternoon. Set off the alarms, and then obviously everybody was made aware of it. UAB ended up winning the game 100-72. Miller did his part. He was a pretty good player. He only scored 8 points. He shot 3 of 9 from shooting and committed 3 turnovers, which is not obviously what he is used to playing or doing. There's also a thing, DP, when you just think about it. You have Michael Porter Jr.'s brother. Essentially, he has a lifetime ban in the NBA betting on games, and he was with the Toronto Raptors. You have O'Shaughnessy's interpreter slash. He was supposed to be a translator.
It was his business. It was his
He was an interpreter for sure.
Yeah.
And they were kind of a business guy, and he was taking money from Otani, and he was not very good. You just think about even the guy at Jacksonville who was kind of like in their financial management. He was in their management department. And so as money was coming in from a game, he's like, I need about $100,000 to put some bets on. And he was horrible. Yeah, he lost everyone. I think he lost 61% of his bets. Big, small, or large. He was horrible. Here's is also, oddly enough, since we talked about golf, the Korn Ferry Tour, which is right below the PGA Tour, suspended 2 of their players for sports betting. There's a baseball player last year, DP. Actually, the Jaguars employee was Amit Patel, 6.5 years in prison, and he goes in knowing that he is the worst bettor of all time, lost $20 million.
He was paid well and given access.
He was paid very well.
And it wasn't enough.
And then you have Tucupita Marcano from the Padres has a lifetime ban for betting on baseball, i.e. like Pete Rose. It goes on and on and on. And even in swim, Notre Dame suspends men's swim team at least 1 year for betting. Listen, doesn't matter. I think up in Iowa it was wrestling. Wrestlers were betting, right? Was it something like that?
No, there was sports betting in football.
Football.
In Iowa.
Yeah, there was football players, but I think they got Iowa State wrestlers. It was like a whole bunch of
Iowa
athletes,
and Iowa
right?
State had a run of some really bad stuff that was going on. And here's the thing, was in picking somebody who actually has an impact on the game that they're going to play in.
Yeah.
We talk about Miller, he led them in most stats.
Yep.
And so he
NBA
had
potential too. That's just crazy.
You just go, wow, bro, like what are you doing? What do you do? And there's no logic to it. I mean, for some, and I will never devalue anybody's friction with gambling, because I'm a member of the club that says I just don't need the vice. I don't need the distraction. There are too many times when I was close to the game and knew something that was going on that I people would ask, and I'm like, nope, we're not doing that. Let
me ask you guys this. Is it worse if you're just betting, like casual betting? Say you play said sport, but you're like, you know what? I like betting on soccer, and say you're a volleyball player and it doesn't have anything directly to do with you. Or is it that, like Pete Rose, he bet on his team to win? So he bet on his sport and his team to win. He never bet on his team to lose. Which one do you think is worse?
I think it's fine if you're betting on your team to win. Like, I don't think there's anything.
Well, but so the way baseball, the Players Association worked from it was that your need, whatever human trait that led you to take the risk, is the thing that turns against you and becomes a problem. So they don't have a problem with you drinking. It's why you're drinking, because that thing, if things are going well, not a problem, but it always turns the other way, and then it becomes the problem. And they try to tell people, same thing with dating. They will tell you, listen, your dating choices coming into the NBA means that you're choosing who's going to partner with the NBA. Well, the logo and the shield, they will tell you, the NFL will tell you, listen, you're entitled to go and make bad decisions when it comes to your dating life. But when you make a choice and we make you a business partner, like we're paying you to represent us, whoever you choose in your life becomes a business partner of ours. And so you have to make these choices. And we say, listen, whatever your vice is, and put it in air quotes, that thing, for whatever positive gain you have, will turn negative on you. So control your vice, control whatever that thing is. And it happens. Listen, we go back to the White Sox scandal.
What was wasn't the Black Sox or whatever?
Well, it's Chicago White Sox, but the Chicago Black Sox. That if you remember that, and in football, that the transition from college football and pro football becoming the NFL. Well, the big issue was who was playing football at the time, and all the families that were willing to control. If you weren't making money, today's money in the NFL, and somebody came along and offered you a season's worth of salary for one action in one game.
Yeah, drop a punt or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It became a thing. So the NFL, that's literally why NFL, the law division had to be formed. That's literally why the NBA Players Association and NFL Players Association had to be formed, because you had to protect. Jay will tell you, protect the shield over everything, because everybody wants a piece of the NFL. Everybody wants a piece of the money. Everybody wants a piece of the fame. They want power in it. And the easiest way to control an NFL player or a pro athlete or a college athlete is money.
Yeah.
Always has been, always will be. And so they have to control how decisions are made and who makes them.
Yeah, and that's why you see adjustments now. I mean, you got to think of just a few years ago, the NFL didn't let Aaron Rodgers go be paid to do a guest appearance at a fantasy football draft in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I think it was pretty good chunk of change, obviously. And then like the next year, or within 15 months, they partnered with DraftKings, which then still couldn't bet. Now, as we saw with Jameson Williams and guys in the NFL, Jameson Williams, who's a really good receiver from the Detroit Lions, where essentially I still don't understand it, because you had a rash of NFL guys that got suspended. It was the defensive tackle from the Tennessee Titans. It was the defensive end / outside linebacker from the Broncos. It was the tight end from the Broncos. Then Jameson Williams. So they have it now where you can bet, I think, in certain places in the stadium or arenas.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think, like, well, what if the Wi-Fi goes down and you think your bet goes through and you walk out and it comes on out there on the street?
Well, it's what we were talking about.
And so then they had to tweak it because of that. And so they're encouraging you. They're showing you that, like, Apple, you're not supposed to take a bite of it. You just like, oh, well, you only could take a bite of it where we can watch you. So it's
well, that GPS tracking of how payments are transmitted digitally, and if you have them under one server, you can, in fact, who it is, timing. There's video tracking for any bets made during that time and what goes on.
Yeah.
So, and a big part of the adjustment after the fact for NFL and Major League Baseball, NBA, hockey, now UFC, because UFC went through their transition where they were telling fighters, listen, you cannot bet on other fights, and suspended 4 agents, 4 managers for being able to bet. Because if your fighter's hurt during training camp and you know he's hurt, the fighter's going to fight anyway, because that's how they make their living. Well, if you're not reporting and it's not transparent, then you find out that, wait a minute, the manager's betting against his own fighter. And that's a problem. They suspended a Nebraska fighter for that very reason. He hasn't fought in 3 years because his manager, he was hurt. He fought in a fight. Manager bet against him.
They made a movie about that. There's a movie about that.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming. As they tell the story. Yeah, you can find the story. I mean, there's a handful of Nebraska fighters, so it won't be really difficult to find out who it was. But the UFC, each place has to teach its members that they're smarter than the individual. That the NFL Shield and its collective is smarter than the players, because the players will figure out, well, I can have somebody else bet for me. Well, they figured out how to track that. Then it became, well, as long as I'm winning. Well, but nobody's always winning. So that's a problem. Then it's who around you is being affected by your bets. Are you affecting your team's value? The easiest way for an owner to give you access is for the owner to realize that one of his players or 2 of his players in their bad betting are affecting the value of his football team. Oh, listen, I'm going to tell you everything. I'm going to give you full access. And they still haven't realized there are cameras at all of those facilities. You're only allowed to bet in those spaces where there are cameras and digital tracking for payments being done. There are certain states that you can't do that in. I mean, listen, Nebraska has set it up. You can't bet digitally now. Like, you can't, there's stuff that you can't do for that very reason. And imagine in DC, they went through it because they've got the sports book right there at the MGM, and they've got them in the stadiums. And it took them all of 2 days to have 17 crimes committed just from those facilities. And that changed everything, because the players realize, you know what? It's bigger than us. We're not smarter than the system. It just makes sense to stay away from it.
Yeah, or if you're going to do it, you got to follow the rules. And, sometimes, even I think Sean Payton, when it all kind of blew up, because you got to think there was 5 NFL players suspended for gambling even before the guys that I was mentioning before. Every coach during, I think it was training camp or the end of training camp or before the season, when you're trying to get ready to obviously to win, the coaches and GMs have to try to get up there and explain some sort of policy that they don't even know about or don't feel very confident in the details. And so they're trying to lead these players in this whole world of gambling, when it's really took obviously about face, especially with the NFL, where it wasn't ever an option. You got to think guys were getting suspended prior to this for gambling in a casino, going to Vegas where it's legal. And if you do it in a casino prior to, and they find out, however they did, I don't know, whatever it is, you're suspended. So now you're trying to really change the whole mindset and your culture around it, considering that I think in Detroit, they have a casino like in their stadium. And so they had to come to terms with it and try to educate guys. But obviously with the Temple player, and obviously if there's one, they just don't pick a random Temple player, no matter, because a lot of times I think it seemed they like to go get the teams that are off the beaten path. Temple is not a very prominent basketball team. It is probably not going to be the only one. There are some players that are probably getting ready for games.
14 schools
that have not been contacted yet, that probably know they've done something they shouldn't have.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, in this, we're talking about all of these different examples of this happening. Like, tanking's happening everywhere,
Right.
and people don't know about it. It's like, oh, he had a bad game. Like, oh, what if he had a bad game because he had some money on the line? Like, I've talked about this. I have a class at Nebraska Wesleyan where we really talked about for like 2 weeks straight was tanking. And it was just a crazy concept.
It's the big concept that, again, I will tell people here from an FCC standpoint, just there are things that you shouldn't do. And I can go up and down the lineup, and there are folks who think they can bypass the system. That's just human nature. I get texts on a weekly basis about UFC. I'm credentialed. I have permission to go to all the fights for free. I'm around the athletes. I know what's going on. I have never made a bet on the UFC on purpose. I've never made a bet about WWE. I'd never make a bet about the NFL. In the NBA days when I was in Charlotte, and Jay can verify it, that 2 of my best friends worked in the local folk dancing establishments. and the best information I got on how a team was going to play came from those people who worked there, because they would say, you know who was here until 4:00 last night? And here's who he was with. Oh, he's not going to play well. There's no chance he's going to play well today. You run from that. I cannot do it. You hope that the young people will learn. 14 teams, 14 programs are currently a part of the investigation. As you said, you pull the yarn to get to the thread.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty deep, man.
Yeah, it's going to run.
The funny thing about it is it's only a problem when the players do it. But like you said, Ellie, the people with the billionaires do it as well. Here's a perfect example with my Houston Texans. Lovie Smith was the coach. Essentially, he became the coach because they hired a coach, fired him after the year. They couldn't get anybody to be the coach. They said, oh, why don't you be the head coach? Lovie Smith is a great football mind and a head coach. Well, he's coaching every game to win. It was probably at the middle of the season. It was a foregone conclusion he was going to get fired. You might have went over this. They were playing at the Indianapolis Colts. No chance of making the playoffs. But you want to win. In the NFL, you want to make sure you win your last game, kind of give you good vibes going in the offseason. He's assuming, until told otherwise, you're the head coach. Just 4-year contract. This is his first year. They started to play well down in the end. Well, here's the scenario. If they win the game, they get the number 2 pick. If they lose the game, they get the number 1 pick. Lovie chose the coach to win. And it's actually by the byproduct of that was the emergence of their wide receiver now, Nico Collins, because he went off. Okay. They won. The powers that be were mad. He was, I know for a fact, he was fired in the locker room. Now, luckily enough, Dave Tepper and the Carolina Panthers did the Houston Texans a favor and didn't draft C.J. Stroud, and they took the other quarterback, they took Bryce Young. C.J. Stroud fell to Houston, and they got Will Anderson as well. Or they got Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud. So end up working out well, but there's a lot of NFL teams that tank. That's the same thing. Because if you think about it, you are dictating or the outcome gambling.
Yeah.
So you could, if there's a big thing, I mean, heck, if you had a executive meeting and they came to the conclusion that we leave, that we're going to tank and we're going to encourage the head coach to lose,
where's the integrity in that too?
The integrity game is gone, but then one of them can go bet.
Yeah.
Or call, and so that's what can happen. So anyways, it's going to be interesting to see when this story starts to come out. And obviously this young man here is not playing. We don't know who the other ones are because they've only been talking about him. Even the feds have not had a statement yet. What that means is they're going to get all you at once. So we'll see what comes out. Does it come out later in the season? Maybe during Christmas time, before March Madness, after March Madness? Either way, it's not a good look, but what's a good look? We're going to go to break, come back. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CR-FR Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CR-F Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love. During the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, you can slay the streets in style with a Grom Mini Moto, slay the trails with the CR-F 50F, or pile into a Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew that can carry 6 elves over the fields and through the woods all year long. This year, don't just give any gift. Give the gift of outdoor adventure with a ride they'll never forget. Don't miss out. Head to Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. It's your chance to slay the holidays and your gift list. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program and safety details.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Make the short drive to Pleasantdale and enjoy a great meal at the P-Dale Pub. From prime rib, patty melts, ribeyes, drink specials, and so much more, the P-Dale Pub provides a small-town feel with exceptional service and delicious food. Visit the P-Dale Pub in Pleasantdale today and watch their Facebook page each week to find out their dinner specials.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook, their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family, and as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Now, through November 24th, enjoy bone-in turkey breast for $1.99 per pound, 8-ounce USDA choice boneless ribeyes for $8.99 each, whole boneless Carver ham for $4.48 per pound, and call 402-486-6611 to place your holiday orders today. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
With a wide variety of menu options, including the best prime and Wagyu steaks in Lincoln, if you haven't been to Tavern 180, you're missing out. Try any of their steak options paired with one of their well-known martinis, and this will soon become your favorite date night spot. Call your friends for a casual get-together where steak, shrimp, chicken, and tasty cocktails await your arrival. Tavern 180, located next door to Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie out here on the 1s and 2s. Quick segment here before we get to the top of the 5 o'clock hour. One of the most savage things an NFL coach can do.
Yeah.
Especially if it comes to the point where you know you're either like Mike McCarthy or you're lame duck, is to be able to walk into that meeting because you know it's coming, but to really see the owners and the GM squirm. This guy I know personally, he's actually a good coach. He was actually at one time the head coach of Buffalo. I knew him as a player when I was a ball boy with the Vikings. I've been knowing him essentially since my teenage years of life. Funny dude, like great dude, tight end. Mike Mularkey likes to drink a lot of beer. So he was a decently successful head coach with the Tennessee Titans. Offensive coordinator with the Steelers, all that type of stuff. Great player and all that stuff. And so he was head coach of Tennessee Titans. They weren't drafting well and not spending money in free agency. He knew he was getting fired. And this is right when these reporters wanted to be the first. They didn't even care if it was right. They just, hey, I heard this. So what Mike Mularkey did, he said, before he got fired, he told a reporter that he was getting an extension. It actually was Ian Rappaport. So he knew not to call like Adam Schefter or anything like that, because they probably did checks and balances. He said, listen, this dude, because Ian Rappaport was the main one reporting for like weeks that he was going to get fired, X, Y, and Z. And they started to play a little bit better. So he knew he was going to get fired. So he landed back in Nashville. And he said it was like between 12 and 1 o'clock in the morning. So he called Ian Rappaport up, said, hey, man, I just want to give you the heads up so you can report it in the morning, early in the morning, probably when they break in the ESPN or whatever. He's like, I just got an extension. Ian Rappaport, not doing his checks and balances, not dotting his I, crossing his T's, got on national TV and said Mike Mularkey's getting an extension. Lo and behold, he got fired that afternoon. That is a savage move. Savage.
Set him up.
Yeah, set him up, man.
Diabolical.
Yeah. Going out with a bang. And he said he held on to that story, obviously, until he probably finished getting paid. Even though it was 2018, it's probably been some time. I don't know how long he got his severance package, obviously spread out. But he held on to that for a very long time, man. Good for him. Good for him. He's one of the nicest dudes, too.
You have to learn. You just have to learn.
When you push a nice guy to the corner,
oh, man,
he's going to find a way to come out swinging. And he got the last laugh. He said the best part was he walked in there and he's like, they were squirming. Because I'm sure they got calls from fans and everything and people that knew that he was going to be fired and try to figure out, well, who gave him this money? And everybody's saying nobody. And he comes walking in there. How you guys doing? Go ahead, Mike Mularkey. Do your thing. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break. Come back. We're going to do the first 7. We're going to do pick'ems. We got the big games. I also got Ohio State, Indiana. Got Nebraska against Wisconsin. We got Army against Notre Dame. What's that mean? We got Kansas against Colorado and KC. But plenty other games as well. And then we'll talk what it means, what the Huskers need to do to win. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. Quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Our Nebraska public school teachers make a difference in our communities. I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I see it every day. Teachers connecting on a personal level with students and parents to support learning and growth. Our kids do better, community pride grows, Nebraska thrives. Our public schools rank in the top 10 nationally year after year. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used best options. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop.
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Make the short drive to Pleasantdale and enjoy a great meal at the P-Dale Pub. From prime rib, patty melts, ribeyes, drink specials, and so much more, the P-Dale Pub provides a small-town feel with exceptional service and delicious food. Visit the P-Dale Pub in Pleasantdale today and watch their Facebook page each week to find out their dinner specials.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
5 o'clock hour, Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. We are the Old School crew. Less than 24 hours before the Huskers teed up against Wisconsin. Those pesky Badgers are down in Lincoln already. But we are brought to you by the Mercado, certified Piedmontese, special ingredients and butcher shop. 3 locations in Lincoln, 1 in Omaha. Always appreciate their support. Obviously, if you get a chance to step in there, they have everything that you want. Great service, great atmosphere as well. Now it's Pick'em, big weekend. It's where you're inching close. This is probably like a hard weekend or a hard game for some teams. Obviously, you've been very successful to get to this point, but you can see the finish line. But it's yet so far, because as you've continued to progress as a team, other teams have gotten better. So we got some pick'ems going on. Obviously, the biggest game this weekend is number 5 Indiana, led by Coach Signetti, Mr. Google Me. Now he's saying Google us, and look at how they're doing. Essentially, they've only there's only one game they haven't led the whole game, which is against Michigan State. They were down 10-0. Then he backed that up and said, then we ran off 47 straight points. So he's very confident in what he can do offensively. They're on the road at number 2 Ohio State in Columbus. Ohio State is favored by 11. Who are you guys picking?
Ellie, go ahead.
I don't know, because on the block the other day we talked about Indiana quite a bit, and I made this reference, and you guys aren't going to get this, but I said that Indiana is the song "Who's Afraid of Little Old Me" by Taylor Swift.
Okay.
Big Swiftie, we talked about it yesterday.
Why would we not get that?
Hear me out.
Okay, let me hear
It's
it.
just because like Indiana, I feel like people like sleep on Indiana because we're like, okay.
Yeah, but right? Yeah, you're good, but that's what it. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, there's just like little things going in, so that's a hot one. Also, we play Ohio State. I watched that game. I'm taking Indiana.
Indiana?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to probably pick Ohio State to win. I think Indiana a cover. I think this is going to be one of like a really, really good game.
Yeah.
I think it's you're going to see the best of Chip Kelly and those offensive weapons that they have, and you're going to see the best of Indiana, and they got like all those James Madison guys. I think Ohio State defensively just is a little bit better, and they're at home. So, but I don't think by at this point Indiana is not a fluke. They are for real.
No.
It's a magical year. All the stars aligned, and Signetti's been handsomely paid for it. Great thing about him, he's kept the same chair. So big ups to him. But I think Ohio State wins.
You know my metrics, Jay. Where the game is played and how the locals are treating it. And you can get into that game for $69, which is much lower than it was against Nebraska. As Ellie said, we saw both of these teams against Nebraska. And there's a big part of me, there's a huge part of me that really wants to engage the idea that the Hoosiers step up and be the version of them that college football needs for them to be.
Yeah.
College football
needs Ohio State to push through. They need Indiana to be in the playoffs.
See, that's that part. I think the value of having a 12-team tournament pushes Ohio State to the bottom of this thing, not to the top of it. That they have to fight and earn their way in rather than it being assumed and given to them.
Right.
Indiana wins. Ohio State has to have a different discussion. It gives them their second loss. Yes, it pushes them to that 12 spot. And I kind of want, chaotic me wants to see that.
Yeah.
So Signetti, I'm going to buy Signetti this week. I'm going to buy that Ohio State thinks they're better than they are. And Indiana, I like the puncher's chance. The offense that put up a 50 burger against Nebraska on the road is the one that I'm looking at. So I'm going to go Hoosiers to shock college football and make this thing real interesting.
There you go. Another team led by a friend of mine, Lane Kiffin. Ole Miss was on the outside looking in after a couple bad losses. Played their way back in when it looked bleak. The quarterback Dart got hurt against Georgia. Georgia took that ball and essentially shoved it right down their face. And then that defense just turned it on, and Dart came back. Rest is history. They control their own destiny. Lane Kiffin is working. He's trying to do Nick Saban-esque. He doesn't want an SEC championship because he said that there's only if you don't win it, then you could be out of the tournament. That's a little bit of a unique mindset if I'm trying to be a national champion. But they're on the road at Florida. Florida beat the brakes off of LSU. Their defense is always been good. This defense is playing real well this year. This is a trap game for Ole Miss. On the road, Billy Napier gets another year. He has 5 wins, which I looked at the schedule and I thought they were only going to win 2. So it was, quite frankly, the hardest schedule in the nation. And he could get his 6th win by upsetting number 9 Ole Miss at home. Man, this is hard. Ole Miss is favored by 12.5. You know what? Lane's from the crib. I'm going to go with Ole Miss reluctantly. Down there in the swamp. This game right here, out of all of them, I think Ohio State, Indiana is going to be a great game. Kind of toss up. It's going to be a great game. All the other games, I think I can pick pretty well, feel very comfortable, right? That game right there, if I'm Lane, I have to make sure my guy's mind right. Because you're playing a team that has nothing to lose and everything to gain, and you're fresh meat. 11 o'clock. I'm still going to go Ole Miss.
Same.
DP?
So let's look at the travel metrics. Game in Gainesville early on a Saturday in beautiful weather.
This price is trifling.
That tells me you don't care.
This is disrespectful.
They have waved the flag. I'm pretty sure that every beverage you buy in the swamp tomorrow costs more than the lowest the ticket price.
Yeah.
At $18, I can't ever, if they were playing Joe's College at Gainesville, I think the cheapest
The
ticket would be
community
more
college
than,
or
right,
something like that. Yeah.
Right. Like if you went down and you told me that you simply didn't care, tell me that you've waved the flag. That even at the Drinkers Olympics, you have Florida and Ole Miss on a Saturday in November. This is the Drinkers. This is the Cocktail Olympics. At $18, the tailgates cost more. Your price to walk up and
the parking.
The cheapest thing you can do all day is go to this game.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the Fighting Kiffins get a win and keep things interesting in the SEC and that bottom 6 of the playoff conversation.
The next game is a Big Ten game, and I call this the job interview for both coaches, or it could be the outcome could send each coach a separate way. Penn State at Minnesota. Bad blood there now. Now, Penn State's going into a Lions den. Minnesota's coming off a loss that they shouldn't have. If Penn State wins, obviously they cement themselves into the playoffs. If they win, James Franklin's stature in the free agents market now, he said he's not going anywhere. But if some big-time jobs come open, maybe USC, maybe a Florida State, if some other jobs come open, James Franklin will be open. And then now you have PJ Fleck, right, who was knocking on the door, agent wanting to get that UCLA job. So it's letting you know he's ready to get up out of Minnesota. If he wins this game, like he did in 2019, having a magical year, it could be, see you later, Gophers. I'm going to said university, upsetting Penn State. Penn State, James Franklin is only James Franklin once. He has done stuff that I had never thought he could do before. He went to USC and won after a long flight, after looking horrible. It seems like the offense is getting a little bit better. The defense is there. At Minnesota, they're favored by 12. The over-under.
Who's favored by 12?
Penn State. Okay. The over-under is only 44. So that means Minnesota's offense is expected to do tiddly-poo. But you're at Minnesota with PJ Fleck. He's going to have his sweater on. He's going to run up and down the sideline without pulling a hammy. The defense is still good. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give James Franklin one more time, and that's it. I'm gonna pick Penn State. If he lets me down, I'm never picking him again. I'm reluctantly gonna pick Penn State. I think Minnesota can upset him, but I'm gonna pick Penn State.
Ellie,
I'm picking Penn State because I told you that I don't follow, but I follow college football to an extent, and I usually don't hear a lot about Penn State, or like in my mind, I'm like, okay, Penn State. But I've heard some good things, and obviously, if Minnesota's defense is good, but it doesn't really matter if the offense can't put
Yeah, offense
points
kind
on
of
the board.
suspect.
Yeah. So I feel like ultimately Penn State just has a better, like, well-rounded thing that they can put something away, even if it is at Minnesota. I'm taking Penn State.
The fourth ranked team in the Big Ten Conference is also the fourth ranked team in the country. They're the same. The Penn State is the fourth best team in the Big Ten at 9-1. They're only lost to Ohio State. If you said Ohio State was the third best, Indiana being undefeated and Oregon being undefeated get the top two slots in my mind. Point spread is Penn State minus 12 at 45.5, 46 points a game. So you're telling me you're expecting 28-17 Penn State on the road in a space where Minnesota, again, they're letting folks in for hot dog money. At $23 a ticket, you haven't moved the crowd. PJ, they're on you, bro. They're on you.
They know he's gone.
They're on you. And so I say this, listen, Penn State has more. They have more oars in the water. They have more to fight for. They have a place to get to. You do not allow PJ Fleck to ruin your party.
Yeah. And it could go two ways. The team could rally around PJ, and he's a great motivator, or they could say, you know what, we know our coach is gone. They kind of see him, and they know him up close and personal, and they tank.
If they don't believe you,
right?
If they don't believe that you're fully in,
they could get out of control.
This
quick.
is one that Penn State is a meat grinder game, and we've been in that building. We watched Nebraska in that building in a meat grinder game, and the crowd matters. This crowd at $23 a ticket tells me, we'll be here begrudgingly. We're not really expecting much.
Yeah.
And I think they're good early, but I think the Nittany Lions are just, this is not where they trip and fall.
There it is. We got one more. We got a couple more games. This is another big game here. It's on Peacock. Number 19 Army at Notre Dame, played at Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. You can't say that the ticket is cheap to get in. It's $101 is the cheapest ticket. Notre Dame is heavily favored. Army's having a phenomenal year. They've got to be able to play Notre Dame after their counterpart. Navy played them. See some of the stakes as far as don't turn the ball over excessively. But I'm going to pick Notre Dame. I think their defense is excellent. They got Xavier Watts. I think their offense has gotten a lot better since the very first game against Texas A&M. I'm picking Notre Dame.
Ellie, what do you think?
I'm taking Notre Dame. I follow them a little bit more than I follow Army.
Here's the thing for me, that the weather hasn't been good, and that changes the track. And Jay will tell you that in bad weather, disciplines matter. Right? Being disciplined.
Yeah.
And something about this tells me, listen, Notre Dame's the better team.
Yeah.
But everything in me tells me to root for Army. Everything in me says, you know what I want to talk about Sunday? A playoff system that has to be considerate of the cadets from West Point. And it gives greater value to
this is it,
America's game, which is Army-Navy 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later. I need the meat and potatoes of a meaningful, valued, important Army-Navy game. This country needs it. And it really does.
It's always going to be valued. The way that they played this year is definitely going to be on.
Right? It's the game. And I want Army to punch Notre Dame in the nose.
I would not mind Notre Dame losing.
Right.
No offense.
Right. So that's where I'm going to sit with that.
Oh, you got one Army.
No offense to me.
Well, you said you follow Notre Dame. That's it.
I follow Notre Dame.
She's Notre Dame
I
aware.
follow Notre Dame, but I don't follow Notre Dame.
I got you. Well, that's good.
It's not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah, and I like Notre Dame. Like, I'm a member of the age group where we got two things on Sunday morning. You got a half hour of Eddie Robinson and Grambling, and you got a half hour of Lindsey Scott telling you got to follow Notre Dame's highlights because they were the first thing that you got on Sunday morning.
Right. Oof.
I still have to say, I mean, I expect Notre Dame to win, but I'm rooting for Army just to rattle the cage. Go ahead and give me Go ahead and give me that.
Last but not least, the team that's the hottest team out there, and got a guy that's potentially coach of the year. Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes go on the road to Kansas City. They're playing in Arrowhead against Kansas Jayhawks. This is the craziest thing right here. Number one, it's at an NFL stadium. Number two, the lowest ticket price according on ESPN.com is $39. But more importantly, I think Kansas is 3-7. Colorado's 8-2. Since they came in Lincoln, they have taken off like a rocket ship. And to be honest with you, they should be 9-1. Kansas State game was a little bit suspect, referees and situation. Either way, they're 8-2, control their own destiny. Extremely focused team, but they're only favored by the complimentary field goal. 3 points. They're only favored by 3. Now, Kansas has knocked off Iowa State and BYU. And it would be 3 weeks in a row if they beat ranked teams. But I think it doesn't go this far. Colorado, the one thing that's changed about Colorado, they control the line of scrimmage. They run the ball. They play good defense. They rally. And they got the best skill group by far in the league. And they got the ultimate equalizer, and that's Travis Hunter. Also, if it was ever going to be a sleepy game for Colorado to come down and fall asleep and get kind of bamboozled by Kansas, not a chance. Kansas defensive back called out Travis Hunter, playing accordingly. Not only does Colorado win, I think they try to put the gas on them and blow them out. I'm picking the Buffs.
I'm picking the Buffs as well.
8-2. Kansas fans always at this point in the season work from fear. And the
Kansas is 4-6,
right?
Me, yeah.
Like to not want to have to go and watch Deion and the Buffs come in and put on a show. And so they're not going to show up. Colorado fans are going to show up. And they're talking about an over-under of 60. And while they have it at, we expect it to be 31-28,
sure. Colorado.
Yeah, I expect 60 points. I just expect 37 of them to be on the Buffs. I expect, look, Kansas has its moment. It's mid-afternoon, supposed to be decent weather, 60 degrees. I'm going Buffs. Deion and the Buffs to put on a show.
Yeah. There's the pick 'em. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and then we're obviously going to pick this Nebraska against Wisconsin game, then dive into Nebraska men's basketball against Creighton men's basketball, and we'll give an update on the women's game. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Slay the holidays this year with a gift that'll really get them going. One that's built to win, like the new Honda CRF-R Motocrosser. One that's built for fun, like a Honda Mini Moto. Or one for each member of the family, like a Honda CRF Trail Bike. At Rod's Power Sports, you'll find the motorcycle, ATV, or side-by-side they'll love. During the Honda Gifts That Go sales event, you can slay the streets in style with a Grom Mini Moto, slay the trails with the CRF 50F, or pile into a Pioneer 1006 Deluxe Crew that can carry 6 elves over the fields and through the woods all year long. This year, don't just give any gift. Give the gift of outdoor adventure with a ride they'll never forget. Don't miss out. Head to Rod's Power Sports in Lincoln, Nebraska during the Honda Gifts That Go sales event. It's your chance to slay the holidays and your gift list. Dealer participation may vary. See dealer for complete program and safety details.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 26th is $3 off on bacon, 25% off hanger steaks, 20% off all summer sausage, and 20% off all cheeses. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town. Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln. The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Cyber threats are everywhere. When is the last time you stopped to think about how you're protecting your business from potential data breaches, phishing scams, or ransomware? It's time to make cybersecurity a priority for your business. At Hamilton, our unmatched expertise and cutting-edge technology goes beyond basic defense, providing proactive, tailored solutions that keep your data, network, and digital assets protected. Better protection, better cybersecurity with Hamilton. Visit our website at hamiltonisbusiness.com to learn more.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring a friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane. It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, the Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited, all built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of November. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln at 27th and I-80.
An hour ago, you didn't need a plumber. Now you're in a panic. When life throws you a surprise with a clogged drain, plugged or leaky toilet, broken pipe, leaky faucet or water heater, or a bathroom or kitchen plumbing upgrade, whatever. Just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Keep that number handy, 467-1111. Or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Everyone should have a collection of something. For some, it's stamps or coins, expensive cars, or even watches. But for a lot of people, it's sports cards. And there's no better way to grow your collection than with the help of Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's first and only collector-first sports cards and memorabilia shop. Capital City Sports Cards connects collectors of all ages and demographics with unique collectibles sure to bring any collection to life, no matter the budget. Visit Capital City Sports Cards near 56th and Old Cheney or through their eBay storefront. Capital City Sports Cards, Lincoln's premier sports card and memorabilia store.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie, Old School, second segment before we turn it over here to get ready for this Nebraska-Wisconsin game. Update, Huskers are down 74-70, 34 seconds left to Creighton. The game was tied 66-66. Creighton ran off 8 points in a row. Huskers came back. 33 seconds left, so we'll see. Tough sledding up there. And I-80 battle. Doesn't matter about the records. Nebraska comes in undefeated. Creighton only had played 3 games, which is weird. You'd think they would be closer, to 5 games. But nevertheless, they got them on the home court and back-to-back threes and layup. So we'll see what happens.
Creighton has attempted 29 threes.
Oh, yeah.
Like the difference this is you talk about all the numbers. One, they're making all the free throws. But they're 13 of 29 from 3. Nebraska's 5 of 16. And missing Potts. Look, Potts was the difference maker for this team. So they'll have to find some answers pretty quickly.
Yeah, they'll have to. It's hard. It just happened recently, so this is a game where you're trying to figure out your continuity. It's one thing to do it in practice, another thing to do it in a game against a team that's extremely hot.
Yeah.
29 threes. It's not even the amount of threes you attempted. It's what you make. That's 39 points right there off the threes. So 3 free throws, but then also they're shooting it pretty decent from 2 as well. 50% from 2. 29 to 61. So they're doing pretty well.
Let's shout out Paul Klempa and the bowling team. They're in New Jersey. Their first round, they went 5-0 today.
Yeah.
Second in pin count, but 5-0 in a tough tournament, a stacked tournament, New Jersey. But they had a pretty good day going 5-0, winning all the Baker matches, and some pretty good matchups. And then of course tomorrow it'll get real interesting and deep because now you got the top of the seeds to play through, but well done.
Yeah, it's a big weekend for Husker sports. Obviously got women's basketball playing in Creighton. You got the bowling team, and then you got the Nebraska's football is obviously playing, and then obviously you got volleyball later on. So it's a big weekend all around. And
Husker wrestling is in Annapolis. They're in Jay's old neighborhood. They're in Annapolis, Maryland, at the Navy Classic. Defending, I think they've won the title the last 2 years.
Yeah. A lot going on.
Yeah.
Who do you guys have winning the volleyball game?
I think Nebraska. I've watched Wisconsin actually when they played Minnesota a couple days ago. Minnesota actually probably, I felt like, gave Nebraska a pretty good run for their money.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Wisconsin ended up winning on their home court. I think Nebraska wins.
I just don't. I don't want Nebraska to look forward to Penn State.
Oh, they're not looking forward to Penn State.
It's just
defocused.
Watching Purdue and Penn State slug it out. You kind of got the vibe that the Big Ten was pointing everybody towards this, and all the while they're lurking is the Wisconsin Giant, and they're familiar enough that they could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully the center is rocking tomorrow night. Hopefully the football team gives them some momentum. Maybe the basketball team giving them some momentum tonight, playing well. That would certainly help. And then football, setting it on fire it's the same fans, right? That if Wisconsin is here for football and volleyball, that hopefully they have a little less pep in their step when they hit Devaney Center tomorrow night.
Devaney's going to be packed. Tickets are really, really expensive. My dad sold both of his tickets for over $1,000.
Well done, Dad.
Yeah. Hey,
well done.
You tell them I got
Score.
Go towards your Christmas present.
I know.
Score.
Yeah. It's a big
Hey,
weekend.
you sold those.
Score.
Remember? Yeah, remember? We didn't tell Mom. We.
You know.
Right? Tell them
I don't know what you're talking about.
We sold these and we
I
didn't
don't-
tell mom, so
Nope.
it's a big deal. But
I don't know what you're talking about.
we shall see. You know, I mean, obviously with the football team, it's a big game.
Oh
It's,
my. Yeah. Hey, I just went to take a look. And yeah, I guess Nebraska's not doing cheap volleyball tickets tomorrow.
No.
Those are more than the football tickets.
No. There's not.
Everybody wants to get a piece.
There
of
is
Nebraska
not a
volleyball.
cheap ticket
in any stadium that you go to.
And Lincoln is not going to be cheap for the game tomorrow. It's not going to be cheap for the volleyball game. Both games are going to be competitive. When you face against your arch rival, there is a emotional price tag to go to both. So with senior day on both sports is definitely going to be amplified. Wisconsin obviously would love to spoil both senior days. I do think, unlike most times, which they'll probably go home with 2 L's. It'll be tough though, man. It's a perfect setting for. Nebraska went and swept Wisconsin. I think they got the exercise those demons.
Wisconsin played so bad.
Yeah, and so they're going to come in with a chip on their shoulder, but I think Nebraska is actually playing a lot better.
Really good.
Yeah, so it's going to be a clash of the Titans. That'll be interesting a little bit later, but I think the football team is going to tee it up for them. I don't know how they're going to do it. I just think they're going to get it done. I don't think it's going to be pretty.
No.
I think it's going to be 20-14, 20-16, 17 type of game. Nebraska's going to have to gut it out.
Here's the question for you, Jay. If you're Nebraska volleyball, are you watching Nebraska-Wisconsin football?
Why not?
Is that not like an emotional roller coaster, an emotional drain?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think they're worried about it. I think they'll watch it just pass time, and there's no direct correlation to what happens at Memorial Stadium to what they're going to do. And
a lot of them have relationships.
Yeah, they're going to watch the game. I don't think that.
They got to watch their boyfriends.
Yeah.
Or not.
Or they got to be able to hold it over their head if they don't hold it at the end of the deal.
They don't watch to just see okay how they play. If they lose, they'll be like, "Don't worry, guys, we got you.
We got you."
Yeah.
Well, if you lose, don't worry, we're gonna go 1-1.
Jay, here, football player.
Oh, there we go. All right, I'm gonna go win now.
That'll be done until you say, you know what? Yeah, let me just look and show you my NIL real quick, and then it's definitely even, Steven.
Yeah.
I think it gets the misconception is. I think people, football team turns the lights on and off, but nevertheless, lights been off for a while, so it's up to them to make it shine bright. There is no time like the present for both teams, but it's just different situations.
I would hope senior night puts a drive in. This is your last game on home turf. Do something about it.
Well, I think the biggest thing, which doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, volleyball, on senior night, you need the guys and gals that aren't the seniors to pay homage and pay it forward and play their best game, because as young as you are at that time, freshman, sophomore, junior, it becomes a little bit more a reality. Time goes by quick. Once you get into sports season, the year goes by faster. It just seems like yesterday we were waiting 60 days, 30 days before the first kickoff, and here we are, 2 games left. And so with essentially, we got a game right on the horizon. So it'll be a tough game tomorrow.
How many Nebraska football games have you gone to in your life?
I've gone to a lot.
Yeah.
My dad has season tickets before I was even born. So
it's a thing for your family.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was just looking. There's tickets available. You can get it. You can get in tomorrow.
My dad has good tickets right behind our bench.
Well done.
I know.
Well done, Dad.
The new bench or the old one? New bench. Yeah, so it was proper planning. Yeah. That's what that was.
Last year we were behind opponent's bench, and that was fun to just heckle. But now we're behind, and I get to see people.
Which one do you like better? What side do you like? What side do you like better?
Our side.
Yeah. It was a long time coming. Yeah. So we didn't get to take advantage of the shade too much because we had night games, but and then obviously it'd be a little cool tomorrow, so you probably want to be on the other side. But
I need to look at how cold it's gonna be tomorrow. I got to drive a golf cart.
Yeah. See, you better proper planning.
Yeah, you got to take care of the guys tomorrow. You have to take care of the crew tomorrow.
It's gonna be mid-50s. You'll be okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be way
Put the windshield up.
Yeah. Partly cloudy. by the hour.
I was planning on wearing like 15 layers.
Well, I would just because.
Just because you can always take layers off.
High winds anyway. So even that at 55 during the game, it's still gonna hit
Listeners,
you a little
if you plan on going to the game, make sure that you're wearing all layers because it's better to take layers off than not have layers to put on.
bit. Tell them.
Yeah, it depends on how much they tailgate. How many fireballs they have, right?
Well, so it
there's
says
the liquid blanket, you know.
So at 11 a.m., most tailgates as they're starting, what 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock? 37 degrees. 37 degrees early in the morning. 32 at 7 a.m. 33 at 8. 37 degrees at 9. 41 degrees at 10. 46 degrees at 11. At noon, 50 degrees. At kickoff, 55 degrees, partly cloudy, no chance of rain, 11-mile-an-hour winds.
Good, no rain.
No rain. And then the second half, temperature is going to drop back down to 45. So just prepare.
I'll be prepared. Bring a parka.
It won't be that bad.
Jay will break out his.
It won't be that bad. It won't be that bad. It'll only be bad if you start losing with the liquid blanket, as you call it. It's magically you start getting colder if the team doesn't play well. But I think they'll play well. So they can get ready to cover the game. We're gonna take a quick break. Come back. Put a bow on this bad boy. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Make the short drive to Pleasantdale and enjoy a great meal at the P-Dale Pub. From prime rib, patty melts, ribeyes, drink specials, and so much more, the P-Dale Pub provides a small-town feel with exceptional service and delicious food. Visit the P-Dale Pub in Pleasantdale today and watch their Facebook page each week to find out their dinner specials.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
One great idea can change your life.
ABC Fridays. Shark Tank is all new.
That's the American dream right there.
With guest shark Todd Graves, founder of Raising Canes.
I want to be on a team with you.
Emmy-winning Shark Tank, Fridays 8/7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Transform your view with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything while keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall at Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, the Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited. All built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of November. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln at 27th and I-80.
This is where it happens. Long hikes with friends, kayaking adventures with family, more horseback riding, zipline gliding, rock face climbing, hammock camping fun than you could ever imagine. And it's all outdoors, amongst the trees and across the prairie, here beneath Nebraska skies. Plan an outing today at yournebraskaadventure.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Koppel Chevrolet GMC, we are thankful for so many things this year, starting with our great employees, a generous community, our military personnel, and most importantly, our loyal customer base that continues to drive that money-saving mile of Louisville. Hi, this is Sean Callahan, and on behalf of everybody at Koppel, we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels to wherever they may take you. Happy holidays from Koppel Chevrolet GMC.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Beecham from Brand Lincoln Podcast and Perch Merch, your go-to in Lincoln for printing and promotional needs. Speaking of that, we are running a huge hoodie sale now through November 30th to save you big money on great brands. 20% off everything from Nike and Bella Canvas pullovers to Gildan and Port & Company sweatshirts and district fleeces. Get yours for your group or organization today by calling us at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back old school. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie. Quick segment before we turn it over here. Put a bow on this week. We do have pregame shows starting at 12. Going all the way up to kickoff. Wisconsin, Nebraska getting busy. We got Huskers against Creighton here in a little bit with men basketball. Women fell. So you guys think going to win the tip-off tonight between the Fighting Huskers and those Blue Jays?
I'm torn because I enjoy both, and I have. I'm Switzerland.
You're what?
I'm neutral.
You're going to be neutral?
I just hope everybody has fun. I can't say.
Yeah, I don't think it's
your dad's a coach. There's no question.
There's no fun. There's no fun when you play these games.
There's just bench.
Yeah. You only get to play once. That'd be different if you got to play them at least like in conference.
I'm leaning toward I think Creighton's gonna win, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. Maybe. I keep saying the wrong things. I think Creighton is going to win just because they have a more sound team. Looking at Nebraska, I don't think they found their footing yet. There's just a lot of things that need to come together for me to like look at them and say, hey, like, okay, this team it looks like something. It's just there's a lot going on, and I think that Creighton's just a little more sound than Nebraska.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. I think that Creighton, it's kind of like Nebraska when we played Colorado. Colorado played us last year in football. I think Creighton's playing Nebraska at the perfect time. Nebraska.
My dad just texted me. He's listening. He says, have guts and back the Huskers. My dad doesn't like the fact that I can back Creighton. Dad, I'm backing the Huskers. I'll take it back.
He doesn't even believe you.
He doesn't.
He didn't even believe you. I mean, I think Creighton has the advantage. I think Kalkbrenner gives him a distinct advantage inside, especially if he gets off early offensively. I think he's obviously gotten a lot better since essentially Derek Walker took him to school a couple of years ago. Nebraska doesn't have a Derek Walker on their team this year. And their offensive rhythm, even though it's better than I originally Nebraska, I'm saying their offensive rhythm is better than I thought it would be at this point. Is probably not at the point right now that it needs to be. But ultimately, I think if Nebraska has figured out their defensive rotations, and that's a very quick fix, they can stymie this Creighton offense. I think if they have to get extremely physical with their small guards, and if they do that, it nullifies their inside advantage with Trout, and they also bring Green off the bench and stuff like that. So Nebraska's got to win it from free throw line on up, because inside, man, Kalkbrenner is a problem.
This is just a big game for both teams, and I'm just hoping that for Nebraska, especially just because I do think that people don't think they're as sound as they should be, that this is a game where they're just going to come in where they have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah,
And
they have
just,
absolutely nothing to lose.
They go in and they play their game, and that I'm worried about shooters, but I'm hoping that tonight we can kind of like find set in stone, like, okay, like this guy, like with a season or something, like shout out to season if you're listening. Big fan. But
he's listening right now.
Take your
he's
shot.
listening right now.
Take your shot. He is not listening to Omaha stations. That's not
This
happening.
is an Omaha station.
I know. That's why he's listening. That's why he's listening.
Shooting the shot.
Uh-huh.
But I'm hoping that shooters like him can actually like step up, and we have like a set shooter. Okay, this is the guy that's going to score for us, because you have Bryce, who I feel like they're going to put a lot on Bryce tonight to kind of put things in motion. But I'm hoping that there's some guys that step up and kind of rally around him.
I think one of the biggest things is for Bryce not to try to do too much.
Yes,
I know
for
he's really
sure,
trying to
for
take on
sure.
this point forward type of thing. This isn't a game, like I always say, to try a new recipe with Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Let your teammates get started, and you could be the closer. Or if you have to be the alpha, make sure you have that type of mentality coming into this game.
Or just somebody that's going to say, hey, like grab him by the shirt and say, hey, I need you right now. Like one person cannot do everything for the Huskers tonight.
Yeah.
So it's
This is a
gonna have to
Gary
be-
game. I think
yeah,
he's gonna be extremely physical with these guys.
I hope so. I want to be.
Your
I
dad
hope
don't
good
believe you. He's secretly pulling for Creighton. It's all good. What
Well,
do you think,
in my
DP?
head, I'm not pulling for anyone. I'm just in my head. I'm looking at what I've seen, and I'm Creighton.
DP?
Sorry, Dad.
I cannot speak well of blue.
Not right now. Not today. We hate
Such
you.
a red room.
We hate you.
I've said this. Listen, what you speak to comes to. So here's to Husker basketball, the men's basketball program having a night. And whether it's Andrew Morgan, Juwan Gary, Bryce Williams, whoever it is, that you have a night, step up and go into their crib, invite them nicely, and thank them for inviting you to the party. But the food is yours. The hoop is yours. The win is yours. The women are yours.
Morgan.
Chest out, chin up, go Huskers.
I think Morgan's going to be the X factor.
I agree.
Any man that has
I
that
was
hang
gonna say
time
that.
and plays it and it has that little flow in the back, going up to those prep school guys
No,
up there
I
at
see
Creighton.
it.
He might get a little physical there.
No,
I want to see the little
yeah.
nastiness that I saw him in North Dakota State. So we'll see. Anyways, appreciate you listening this week. Hopefully the Huskers of all walks of life get it going. Obviously, the women's team weren't able to pull through, but that doesn't mean the men can't. Doubleheader
1-1.
tonight, and then obviously doubleheader tomorrow with the men team. Plus, we got wrestling and bowling getting busy as well. Jay Foreman, DP, Ellie, we'll holler at you.
Make the short drive to Pleasantdale and enjoy a great meal at the Pete